I've been taking advantage of the latest in AI tools to remember how to do things. I feel like these tools are great for that. Now, my Apple Watch has always been a tool that I've wanted to be more useful. And I think I figured out the way to remember pretty much everything and use your Apple Watch as the catalyst for this. Let me explain. I've always wanted the Apple Watch to be some sort of a tool that I can use for remembering different things, but voice memos was pretty much the best that it had to offer. And voice memos meant that I'd have to listen to them later. I don't necessarily want to listen to my own voice again later, and then I'd have to do something with that information. Now, with recent software updates, voice memos are automatically transcribed to text, which is great. So then I could take my ramblings and I could put that into a note within Apple Notes. Well, that's not necessarily useful either. But if I pair that transcript with Apple Intelligence, then I can get something that is intelligible and useful that will help me remember different things that I want to revisit at a later time. So I'm going to walk you through this process of capturing audio, taking the transcript, putting it into notes, and then turning that into something that you can use the next time that you need to revisit this information. So what I have on my Apple Watch is the Voice Memos complication. This is the one from Apple that you can access by just scrolling all the way down to the bottom of your apps list. There would be the Voice Memos app, or almost all the way to the bottom, or you can just add the complication to the main screen on your Apple Watch. And so all I do is I launch that and then I give it a set of instructions, or I just verbally process as I'm performing a task or whatever. I've done this in meetings. I've done this while replacing something that I want to remember the process that I went through. Pretty much any time that I know there's something that I'm going to want to remember later, I will just use the voice recorder app and record what I'm talking about. Now, there are AI tools that do this. You might be thinking of Plod, which is the little digital recorder that you can get to stick to the back of your phone, or they also make a little pin that you can attach to yourself, and it will record everything and transcribe it and turn it into a bulleted list or notes or whatever you wanted. And it's actually really good. There's also other apps that you can get for your phone, like Otter AI, that you can use to record audio, and it will turn it into a recap or a summary and provide action steps and all of this stuff. Those are great, but they all have subscription costs and you have to remember to use them. They also don't have Apple Watch apps, and that's the major downfall there. Like, I want something that I'm already wearing and I want to be able to use it to capture information, and then I want to use the tools that are on my phone to turn that information into something useful. So let's go ahead and just do kind of a test and see how this goes. I'm going to record a step-by-step process for something as I'm doing it. Let's create a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So let's tap to record and I'll get started. So these are my instructions for creating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I need to go into the pantry and grab a loaf of bread and take peanut butter also from the pantry and bring that over to the counter. I'll then go into the refrigerator and grab jam or jelly, and depending on whatever flavor I'm feeling like, and I'll bring that over to where I've placed the bread and the peanut butter. I'll then grab a knife from the drawer. I'll pull 2 slices of bread out of the bag and open up the peanut butter and the jelly and start spreading peanut butter on one piece of the bread. And then on the other piece of the bread, I will spread jam. Then when I feel like I have enough, I will put those 2 pieces of bread together. I'll take the knife over to the sink and rinse it. I will put everything back where it belongs. And I'll get a paper towel that I can then use with my sandwich and clean up anything that is left behind. And now it's time to enjoy my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Now I'll go ahead and hit stop. So that's like a minute and 12 seconds of instruction. And I can close my watch and go about my day. I don't have to do anything at this point, except at a later time, come into my phone. So we're going to go ahead and open up the phone, and I'm going to open up voice memos. So we've got voice memos here. You can see I have a new recording. We'll go ahead and tap on that. Now, if it's down the road a few hours or whatever, you'll probably see the option in here to view the transcript. But if it's not showing up yet, simply tap on this icon here and then tap on the transcript, and it's really quickly going to transcribe everything that you said. And now I have a transcript of everything that I spoke into my watch. I'll then tap on this icon to copy the transcript. We'll close out of the Voice Memos app. We'll open up the Notes app. We'll click on Create a New Note. I'm going to call this PBNJ instructions. And then right below that, I'm going to paste in that transcript. Now, this is not that exciting to look at. It's just my ramblings of how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So I'm going to select this body of text, this transcript that I just copied in, and we're going to tap on the Apple Intelligence icon. Now, there are different options here you've probably seen. We can rewrite this, make it more concise, turn it into a summary or a list or whatever. But if I wanted to just describe what I want it to do, I can type in here or use voice and say, please turn this transcript into detailed instructions for this recipe, and then hit submit. And it's going to go ahead and process everything here. It looks like it said writing tools are unable to work with this type of request. For whatever reason, it does this sometimes. And then within a little bit of time, it actually does what I wanted it to do. Sometimes I just have to come and ask it to do it again. It's very weird how Apple Intelligence sometimes does what I want it to do and other times doesn't do what I want it to do. So it's not perfect every time. Apple Intelligence is getting better. Let's just try convert this to a recipe and see what it says this time. Maybe it'll give me an error again. Maybe it'll do it. Oh, actually, I just needed to simplify my ask. And it has now turned it into a recipe showing me the ingredients and the instructions that I need there. And so basically what I'm doing is using the voice recorder to capture whatever it is that I want to remember. I might be listening to a lecture. I might be listening to an audiobook or something like that, and I'm just capturing what is being said. This would be a great way even to capture notes for a podcast, using the audio recorder and then taking the transcript and putting that into Apple Notes and then having it turn it into some sort of a format. You can say, create a summary of this. You can say, create a detailed outline. You could say, create meeting notes. There's all sorts of prompts that you can use there within Apple Intelligence to convert that transcript of text into the type of information that you want it to be in. Now, if you do end up running into issues with Apple Intelligence, like I did, and you can't seem to get yourself out of it, you can always take that transcript over into ChatGPT or Claude AI or your AI tool of choice and have it do the work instead, and then copy its output back into Apple Notes. But Apple Intelligence is getting better. It's still not nearly as good as the other AI tools that are out there, but it's getting better and it's getting more reliable with time. So I'm planning to take anything that I need to remember that I want to remember, turning that into, or just capturing it via audio, because that's the fastest way for me to capture it, is just my stream of voice going out into a recorder. It doesn't take me any time to type, don't have to manually do anything or even have my thoughts together really well. I just take that transcript and put it into Apple Notes and then use Apple Intelligence to convert it into the type of list or type of outline or whatever it is, set of reminders, set of action items. I mean, I've used it in so many different ways. And then just to keep from my voice notes from getting carried away with tons of ramblings, I'll just go ahead and delete that afterwards. Now, that's the way that I do it because I'm capturing things on the Apple Watch. If I was just using Apple Notes in the app, I would probably just go into Apple Notes and tap on the paperclip icon and then just record audio right into Apple Notes. And so from here, I can just record audio directly into Apple Notes. And then when I'm done, I'll hit stop and hit done. And then I have the audio recording directly in the note. And I also have the transcript here. And then I can take the transcript, copy it, hit done, and then paste it into the note this way, and then use the Apple Intelligence prompts to convert it accordingly. But for me, the best capture method is the hands-free one that's available on my watch. And I don't even have to tap on this complication to start recording. I can ask Siri to start recording for me, and then I can record that way and stop recording, and then come back maybe at the end of the day or at the end of the week and process all of my audio recordings in the way that I just did earlier in this video. So that's a great way of using the tools that we already have to capture information and turn that into useful knowledge that will show benefit in the future the next time that we need access to it. So it's great for remembering things. It's great for capturing notes and action items and meetings and all the different things that we might find ourselves doing. And it's a way to do that using the tools that we already have, instead of having to purchase additional accessories or additional hardware in order to accomplish those things. So that's going to do it for this video. If you want to learn more about different Apple productivity tips and tricks, I have my Ultimate Apple Productivity course that I'll link down in the description below. You can check out the course outline and see all the different things that are included there. I think it's a great value and a lot of good information that I'm constantly updating because things continuously change. But as far as this video, if you found it useful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you back soon. Take care.